My friend.
Dude, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for bringing beer.
Yeah.
All right, next time you hang out longer.
Yeah, I'll go back on land. You guys stay on the water.
Yeah, we'll try.
You just don't hurt yourself having fun.
It's tough, man, but we'll do our best. The next morning, after a great night's sleep, I had checked the chart plotter on Good Times and noticed a bunch of fish on the screen. So, while I was drinking my coffee, I grabbed a rod and reel and threw an artificial lure out there. With the thick grassy bottom, it wasn't long before I was onto a trout. Hey, we're talking? It was really nice to finally feel a tug again, after a long trip of not catching fish.
You should always wet your hands before you play with a trout.
Unfortunately, this is the last day that I'll be waking up on Good Times. I can tell we're back in Tampa because all of a sudden I can catch fish again. The captain has breakfast ready. Thank you, Captain. All right. Eggs. Bacon, sandwiches. Toast. Oh my gosh. I'll be right back. If you can remember from the last video, Rich, Mike, and myself stayed on that sandbar for a little while, and then later that night we dropped Richie off here at the boat ramp at Fort DeSoto. Just off of that, Mike and I anchored for the night, and now it was time to head back to Tampa through this bridge. You can see the boat ramp off there in the distance. And through this bridge, there was only one more bridge to go through, and then we would be back in Tampa Bay. If I zoom out here, you can see the other bridge. There it is, right there, and beyond that is Tampa Bay. This is kind of the back door without going through the Skyway Bridge to the river where I live. But before I go there, there's one place that Mike and I wanted to see and explore. It was something that was tucked into the grass right here. Something that I've seen many times from the road. Off in the distance, you can see it sticking up out of the water there. Never had I thought about exploring it, but Mike brought up the idea. He wanted to go have a closer look. As we continue to explore, just outside the Skyway, there's the remnants of an old boat. I've seen this before. Anybody that's been up and down this channel here on the southwest side of the Skyway, they probably know this little marker here. It's not little, really. It's a bit foreboding to see the bones of a ship that are sitting there right off the channel. Mike's gonna see if he can go over there and snorkel for a little bit. If you see a Goliath grouper or something, you might not want to shoot it though with a spear gun because it'll take you for a ride.
I'll be riding on his back, dude.
Oh yeah, Captain Jack Sparrow over here.
It's not gonna go right up to it, look. It's in deep water.
Okay, let me get up there and mind the anchor, I suppose. It's a very interesting sight. Mike was able to dive it and found that that is a steel hull or skeleton of a boat. We saw some structure underneath. There was a big chain right in the center. Lots of fish, like a tropical, like aquarium down there. Lots of snapper and little fishes. And, it was a pretty cool dive. I just pulled the anchor, and it might be the last time before we are back home. It's a little bit sad. After leaving the sunken remains of that boat behind, we had this bridge to go through, and it was very low. It wasn't a swing bridge, it wasn't a bascule bridge, but we had to fit under it somehow, some way.
You're about 16 feet. I know. Damn, that's tight. Pretty sure we're 15.
Now this is a tight bridge. My figures that we're about 15 feet. Which means we'll have about 1 foot of clearance. You're radar things, Mike. Your VHF antenna.
Yeah, they'll just drag. This is about the same height as the bridge down there at the post start in, if you remember.
I don't remember it being this tight, but the tide's coming with us a little bit.
Yeah. Once I get to it, I can give it a little power. Yeah, we're good.
Uh-huh. You guys a maniac, man.
I've done it many times. A lot
This
of
one's a little-
bridges
this
are
one's
right
a
at 16. There's something to do with the 15 mark. I'm not sure what it is. Not even touching on this one.
Nope. No problem. After making it past that last obstacle, Mike and I headed across the bay, which is, I don't know, 12, 14 miles, something like that. We entered the river past Shell Point Marina, and then around this bend a little bit further upriver. All of a sudden, I was back home. I couldn't believe it. Bayard, then Jabberwocky and me were back home. Okay. We've been unloading. I've got my junk strewn all over the dock. And unfortunately, this is the end of this particular journey aboard Good Times. The good news is I'm back home. My kayak launch is filthy, but that's not the good news. The good news is out there's fish rolling. I've already seen them. I'm happy to be back to this place, which is a real gem. Sometimes you don't realize what you got until you go away, and then you come back. And it'll be nice when I get the doors open again. I will do an official video when that day happens, and I'll be back open for business. But I hope you guys enjoyed this trip. If you want to see some more behind the scenes stuff, different vantage points, Mike's gonna have stuff on his page. He's got a Facebook page and a YouTube page. I'll put links in the description. Give him a like and subscribe to his channel. And as always, thank you guys for joining me on another journey. I think I really needed it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
That was another good one. We made it.
Dude,
Another great trip.
always good times with this guy.
Yes, it is.
Well, we'll hang out again. We're gonna do a recap. We're gonna do all kinds of good stuff in the future, and yeah,
That'll be good. After the trip, that'll be good.
yeah. All right, man. I'll cut the lines one last time, and this time you're on your own.
All right.
You're untied.